Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. Uh, excuse me. And this is the week in review. You can see I'm still getting back in the saddle there. Hopefully this isn't too long of an episode. We're not looking to belabor any points because all eyes really are on the WWE as a company, honestly, given my trends today. But more superficially, it is on the Royal Rumble tonight. Two big Rumble matches. Who will punch their ticket to WrestleMania? If you want our whole breakdown of that, also touching on some of the Raw and SmackDowns that happened in the course of Rumble. You can check out our preview and predictions that we did last night, a very succinct video. I was very proud of us. It was a commentary of economy, if you will. And I thought we made really great picks and had really great discussions. Here, the conversation is primarily going to be about AEW and NXT this week. And going by those metrics, I would say that NXT is one of the best programs in North American wrestling today. And AEW, yeah. So how'd you feel about this?
Well, it is nice that we don't have to worry about talking about Raw or SmackDown on this. I do think that NXT has probably been the most consistent product for the 2 weeks that we're going to be covering here. And AEW, exactly.
Yeah, so with that said, because we're just this way about AEW, why don't we get to talking about it? So let's start with the Dynamite from I believe January 17th, because that was the week of my surgery that we had to take off.
Yep.
Apologies everybody, but even a workhorse needs tending to every now and then. And again, because this isn't a recap show, let's talk about the things either that made us angry and that we just need to just let it out, or that we really loved. Any meh feelings, I think we could pretty much gloss over. I could tell you that I was pretty pissed about Christian Cage and Dustin Rhodes being as competitive as it was. Um, and yeah, Christian Cage at least won, which was the right call, but it took two kill switches because Dustin felt the need to kick out of one. This dude can, in every way and every day, go fuck himself.
I really thought you were
Do
going to
you,
say chortle my balls, and I was fully prepared to sign on and double down with you.
Nice, nice. I mean, he could do that too, for sure. Do you have anything you want to say about this?
Other than that, I hated it, no.
Yeah, there you go.
There
Fuck
was a
Trent
lot that I
Beretta.
hated on this show, honestly. This show pissed me off.
Dude, here's the thing. If this show pissed you off, the show the week after, just keeping it to Dynamite, I was so mad on. The show a week later was the first time I'm like, I don't know if I could keep this up all year to have the best year-end award list I've ever had. I don't know if it's worth it because I was so bored so much of the week after. But this show, I don't remember hating or really
See, but
being that bored by.
I think that's the difference, though, is that the 17th show pissed me off actively. The 24th show had less low lows, and it was just kind of
Right,
meh all the way through.
right. So let's see here. So yeah, we had a tag match in Trent and Orange Cassidy. They won. Strong challenge for Revolution for the title. Should be a good matchup. I'm just so over Orange Cassidy. I don't even really want to blame the dude. I think a lot of it does come down to booking, but like,
Yeah, he's been
I don't know.
overexposed and overpushed for like over a year at this point.
I don't even think he's a bad worker, but I think
No,
with the way he's been
that's the
booked, and
thing
I've been
about
saying this.
Orange Cassidy is that his entire gimmick is this whole like lazy, too cool for school, but he can actually go when he wants to thing. But like that can only take you so far when it stops being a surprise when he can actually go. It's like we get it, he can fucking go. There's no point
Which
in
yeah,
trying to hide it anymore. Move on, do something different.
Yeah, which necessitates a character change. Like even TJ fucking PW knew with Hyper Miso when they did that brief period of her being heel that you can't like do that with her still doing the same stuff. Like they really committed to the bit for that time. I wish they'd do a character change with this dude. But
It feels like they're never
yeah.
going to though.
I know. I know. Life is full of disappointments.
Also, I had a one of those moments where you just feel a little bit of your soul dying watching.
Yeah.
I think it was this week's episode actually because actually no, it was Rampage last night because I tuned into the last like 10 minutes of Rampage last night because I realized that I had missed most of it and I got pissed off and I was like, I wonder if I can catch the last few minutes of Moriarty Moxley. Of course, Moriarty Moxley opened the fucking show. Fucking Tony Khan.
Yeah.
But I tuned in regardless, and I got to see the last 10 minutes of the four-way to determine Orange Cassidy's contender on Collision tonight. And Commander, I think it was, or it might have been Hijo del Vikingo, hit an incredible looking destroyer, like a flip pile driver, and I marked the fuck out for it, and it took me about 30 seconds, not even 2 seconds, 10 seconds, I don't know, very short amount of time to like immediately lose all joy that I had from seeing the move look so good because it was immediately apparent to me that, oh wait, no, this is AEW. That move has about as much effectiveness as a lariat at this point.
Yes. Yes. God. So skipping through a lot of stuff, I will give AEW the January 17th show a lot of credit. I think the Jay Briscoe tribute was very tasteful, and I think a lot of people responded well to it. I was never big on the Briscoes, so I won't comment extensively. I just think, to recognize it that way, I feel like this is one of the better tributes they've done. I felt far more comfortable with this than whenever they trot -1 out on TV, and stuff like that. So I'll
Yeah.
give them credit for that. Uh Young Bucks interview again, for
Dude,
me,
I
I
gotta
just
admit, I'm
yeah.
actually enjoying this character for the Young Bucks.
Yeah, you know what? I will say it's nice to see them actually seemingly have a character to me. I think for me, this is one of those instances where it's a John problem because I have been so over the Young Bucks so long. It's kind of like one of those too little, too late kind of things. But I could see why you're enjoying it, man. I could see why anybody else would be enjoying it because it's just nice to see them leaning in, being these kinds of douchebags. Like I saw this week, they had that interaction with Top Flight. Like, hey, don't show up late. And the Young Bucks had just gotten in the building and Top Flight had been there all day. And then they're like, we're just joshing. It's nice. I'm wondering like how far they could push this character. But yeah, they're talking about, Sting and how much he's a role model and how they actually envy how people are still talking about Sting and will still talk about Sting long after his career is over. So they're just playing up that it's probably going to be them versus Sting and Darby at Revolution, probably for the AEW World Tag Titles, because we know this week Darby, officially proposed it. Hey Sting, you want to go over to those tag titles? And Sting's like, okay, and so they're gonna do it. Um, ROH Trio Tag Titles. I only mention this because Bullet Club Gold won the gold, thanks in part to Anthony Bowens. So it seems like their super faction is definitely a thing, and we got further proof of that this week when Bullet Club Gold helped, fucking Bowens and Caster and Billy Gunn retain the AEW Trios titles. I don't know how I feel about this super faction. It feels weird that Jay White of all people would be okay with this,
Oh, I
given
know
what we
how I
know
feel
about his.
about it. I fucking hate it.
Oh, nice. Do you want to elaborate on that, or do you just want to leave it at that?
I will elaborate on it, but first I want to fix my audio because Paul said that my volume was like half of yours. So let me fix that right here. Boom.
Well, that's
Hopefully that changed things. I just
ooh, yeah.
increased my mic volume. Anyway, so I really hate that we introduced this new super heel faction in the Undisputed Kingdom. And literally within a week, it feels like they're already outgunned because of the fact that the Acclaimed and Natty Ass have teamed up with the Bang Bang Gang, and we have the Bang Bang Scissor Gang now. That crew already feels more powerful than the Undisputed Kingdom, and the Undisputed Kingdom has existed for less than a month.
You know what? That's an interesting angle to take it from because I kind of have a dislike for a different reason. Although I actually completely agree with yours, and I'm really glad that you brought all that up because you gave me pause and something new to think about. I just feel like this is so contrary to the Jay White character to me that we knew in New Japan and everything else. Like it's not believable to me that he would go for this, given who Bowens, Caster, and Gunn are as people and as an act in and of themselves. It's just been weird that he's like, yeah, okay. Especially like if he's not being overly aggressive to lead the damn thing, because he has a very strong personality type as a character. So that's kind of what's been weird for me. But I think, yeah, you make very salient points for sure. But they're here. It's happening. Oh God. Deanna Perrazzo versus Anna Jay. Really nothing to say here. I don't get Deanna Perrazzo, and I'm starting to wonder if I ever did. I just, and Anna Jay is Anna Jay, and if people are thinking that this is going to be the year that AEW gets their women figured out, hey, the year just started. Maybe they still will. I shouldn't be that much of an asshole. But if you're putting your hopes on matches like these doing it, you personally lose me. It's just not for me. Perazo does get the win. Clearly, they're building her versus Tony for the AEW Women's World Title, and
I
they
just
followed that
want
up
to
this week.
throw my name in the hat because I feel like you're already about to move on. I just want to agree. Like, yeah, I don't think that Deonna Purrazzo is a very good signing. I don't think that there's anything really exciting about her being on the AEW Women's roster. The fact that Tony Khan is like Deonna Purrazzo, yeah, give me that, but Julia, no, pass, is really. I don't know if you need to know anything else about that man's taste in talent.
You know what? Fair enough.
It's kind
Because
of
yeah,
funny
we
too
know that.
because they're both Italian.
Yeah, because we know that this week they did a whole sit down thing, and they had matching tattoos because she knows the real
Dude,
Tony Storm. Which
dude,
can I just be honest about
it's
something?
so cringe.
First of all, yes, yes. But am I wrong? Now keep in mind, I am wrong on here 80% of the time. Like, does it even matter? I don't understand why this matters. I
It
don't
doesn't.
understand why this gives
That's
Perazo an edge.
that's the thing. That's why it's so cringe. It literally just feels like they wanted to show off their matching tattoos, didn't bother to come up with a real storyline reason, and just went with it anyway. They were like, "But Tony, look, our ankles, look at our ankles. They're the same. Isn't that neat? We have to incorporate that." And
See, this
or
is why,
really,
and
I don't know. I feel like it might even be Tony being like, "Guys, pull up your ankles. Pull up the pants. Show me your ankles. That's so cool. We have to work that into the story somehow." That just gives Tony vibes.
God, I can appreciate a story where you call out the heel for who they really are, and this is gonna be a reach, but this is exactly why I loved early on in their feud, fucking Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns when Roman was the heel, and Kevin had that promo where he was like, "You're trying your best to do an impersonation of a high school production mob boss," and Roman, without saying a word, just shifted his eyes downward because he knew Kevin was right, and that's fucking storytelling to me. Not,
Dude.
oh my god, matching tattoo,
Dude, and it's funny too because this is like I honestly think we could do because you remember how back in the day YouTube videos couldn't be monetized if they were under 10 minutes, so there were a bunch of people that were making videos where they would just drone on and repeat points over and over again just to get to that 10-minute mark so that they could monetize their shit.
yeah.
We could make a video about Deonna and Tony and the feud and their individual characters and the lack of merit to everything going on here and go 10 minutes without having to repeat a goddamn thing. It would be so easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, the Tony Storm character, we've already talked about how, the reason that she is using this timeless Tony Storm gimmick in the first place is because, losing the title to Sheeta broke her. But, she got the title back, so why is she still doing it?
And I guess in her mind, it's like, wow, this is what I needed to be a consistent winner in this company. But I don't know beyond that. I just God, God.
And then Deonna shows up, and again, it Tony Khan, your talent evaluation skills are shit. The fact that you laid out the red carpet for Deonna Purrazzo, simultaneously burying the lead of Mariah May debuting in your company, who we haven't seen wrestle since. She has a match tonight on Collision, I think against Lady Frost, which should be good, but it feels again like they're kind of burying the lead here. Um, Mariah is not being featured other than being in the background when Tony is around. And now Deonna is in the title picture. Mariah is literally getting Jamie hatered.
Yeah. God, I hate that that's what would it be, a verb? Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, because it's she's getting played. Look at the adjective, but
Oh,
it's actually a verb.
God damn it. Um, I'm
Dude,
sorry, folks. I'm
it's
I'm in pain,
and,
and it's not
and
from the
that's the
mouth.
thing too is if we don't see Mercedes Sasha Banks at the Royal Rumble tonight, that's all the confirmation I need that she's AEW bound. And why would she do that to herself?
Dude, I know. I don't. I don't. wanna be that douchebag. I really don't, because you and I, we're 2 grown men. We can have in-depth conversations, we can make salient points. There's no reason, right, to go for low-hanging fruit. But it's not me being a douche, it's me being exasperated, and I hope our fans can genuinely tell the difference because I understand if they can't because I've just been doing this for fucking years. But I don't understand how you can watch this product as a women's wrestler specifically, and to be quite honest, like, I'm just gonna say it after all the events coming out, I don't even understand how some women's wrestlers don't have pause to even reconsider their career options, given how bad the culture is in general. But if you're like, you know what? They're cleaning it up. It's going to be better one day, right? And it's only going to get better if we make it better. And I can appreciate that. And you look at these two companies. I don't understand how you could look at this and be like, yeah, he totally knows how to book women. He totally values women's wrestling at a time when it's making a fuck ton of money and it's bringing a fuck ton of eyes to pro wrestling. I mean, shit, man. WWE is a fucking dumpster fire. I will be the last one to deny it. But even still, if we're just looking purely at booking, at presentation, at representation, I would take my chances on them before AEW because this is bad. Like, you're featuring Anna Jay. Sometimes I feel like more than you're featuring people like Sheeta, people like Riho, which maybe Riho's got a similar deal to like Saudaiano and she's working a bunch of other things. Maybe AEW can't get her that consistently. I don't fucking know. But now Deanna Perrazzo, who's just so mid. Like that promo, just again going to next week and that sit down. There was no real passion. There was no real I'm like, these are just two it almost felt like 2 girlfriends, like, having an argument, but not in a way that was compelling to me at all.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
that's
it's
agreeable. I can definitely see where you're coming from there.
it's like, "Tony, why are you this way? I mean, we used to hang out all the time. And now I don't even see you anymore, and now you're talking to those other girls on Facebook? Deanna, you're overreacting. No, you're overreacting. We got ankle tattoos, Tony. That was forever." Oh god, it's like Jesus fucking Christ. What are we doing? Anyway,
God
we
damn,
got
that
we
was
got
that was a little too accurate, honestly.
I, well, it's they put it on television. It's their fault. I'm the victim here. Uh Top Flight versus Private Party, and I'm gonna be honest again, man,
Dude,
like
this match should have been so much better than it was.
yes! Oh my god, I'm glad I'm not a curmudgeon.
Dude, I'm
Jesus
gonna be
Christ.
honest.
Yeah.
I've seen some Dante Martin matches since he's back. I think he's lost a step or two. I feel like he is not moving the way that he was before his ankle injury, and it's a concern because like it makes me wonder like is it because he's just hesitating because he's scared to re-injure himself, or did he legitimately lose mobility due to the injury?
Yeah. That's a shame, man. Especially because, again, whether I like it or not, and to be clear, I don't necessarily like it. I mean, the kind of style he wrestles is kind of the style right now, so it was really like his bread and butter.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, and I love Private Party, but I did at least when they debuted and we first started AEW. I don't know what it is. I really wasn't as enthused by them either. I was expected to be fucking hyped for this match. I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. And yeah, I was very underwhelmed by it. I won't say it was awful by any means, but yeah, it was okay. It was just okay. Um, Okay, yeah, Sting and Darby Allin, don't care. Oh my god, this fucking match. Okay, so we finally get to this week
Joe
because
Hook.
again, this isn't a recap show. Joe Hook. Dude, what the fuck? You wanna go first on this or should well, first of all, I should even ask, how much do you have to say about this? 'Cause, I was
I
in live wrestling this
have maybe two statements to make about this match.
then please make your statements because I'm excessive in
Okay,
everything I
so the
do, so
first
please.
statement is really simple. I would not have had a problem with this match had Hook not kicked out of the Muscle Buster at 1.
That is more than fair. Yes.
And second of all, um, I really, really wish that they would have built Hook up better so that him challenging Joe in the first place wouldn't have felt so out of the blue because Tony Khan can go on Twitter and brag about how Hook is 26-0 or 26-1 or whatever the fuck he is all he wants, but quality of wins has to matter. And I think Hook has beaten a grand total of like 2 mid card guys ever in his career, and now he immediately gets this world title shot against the most credible world champion since Moxley, I would say at least, if not
Yeah.
ever in AEW. And yeah, it's there's a lot wrong with this, but those are my two biggest complaints. Are like the lack of Hook feeling credible despite Tony trying his hardest to justify it on Twitter, and the kick out at one of the Muscle Buster was disgusting. That was like I don't know what I hated more. Dustin kicking out of the kill switch at all or Hook kicking out at one of the Muscle Buster. I hated both a lot and I don't know which more.
Okay. Those are all incredibly fair statements and ones that I heartily agree with. For my own part, to try and match your economy, even though I could rant about this fucking matchup, let's start with the good, shall we? I love Samoa Joe. I always have, and at this point, I probably always will. The way that man carries himself, I've said this before, he brings that boxing feel to AEW that I feel like they've been missing. Because while Mox was really good at just the professional wrestling. I often likened him during his title reign to Harley Race, as far as his promos and like, you'd have to kill me to take this title from me. I brought that air. Joe is kind of that mainstream appeal to me. I don't know what it is, but like when I saw him at the media scrum after he won the title at World's End, and he's talking about, yeah, any challenger can step up. I don't care. Like I'm just gonna put him down anyway. Like he's very legit and he's very believable in a way that I think is so rare in the pro wrestling landscape today, which is a shame because I really wish Joes were more, maybe not even necessarily the norm, but had a greater presence in the industry. I don't feel like we have a lot of Joes today in my mind. So Joe, I have nothing but love for. He's fantastic. Where I hated this match, again, I think I co-sign on your points, and you made them very succinctly, and they were very substantive, and I appreciate that. For me, just the psychology of this match and the flow of this match was completely fucking off. I would have had it
Dude,
competitive from the
I
get
don't
go.
want to like interrupt your thought too much, but I do want to just interject here to say looking for psychology in an AEW match is fool's work, honestly. It is not going to get you any good results.
I agree. Uh, I still would have liked it. And I will say to continue my train of thought, it just to me the flow would have been much better to me if it was competitive, and then Joe would have been incensed with how competitive it was. Like maybe Hook got too close of a near fall, and then Joe pops off, but Hook doesn't get back up. See, that's what I hated, even before the Muscle Buster, which was the cherry on top of the sundae. Because that was, if wrestling was capable of blasphemy in the ring, they did it right there. Because that kick out at one of a Muscle Buster was blasphemous. Just period. But you did an Uranage on a fucking announce table that looked fucking brutal. You slammed him against the apron, I think with some kind of power bomb or something, which was fucking brutal. You destroyed the kid, and he still has enough to fight back. See, that I don't like. I would have liked a courageous and spirited fight for most of the match, and then Joe just pops off, and then that's the annihilation. Or you just do a standard match, and then Joe, to send a message to really get his heat back, does that kind of destruction, and Hook doesn't get back up. The idea that not only he fought back, but that he walked out on his own power to even get his arm raised by Hangman, like, it felt like it was compensating so hard for the exact reason you said, that Hook wasn't properly built up for this. Because if he was, you wouldn't have had to do all that because we would have already known it. In fact, if anything, if you would have done that, not only would we have already known it, we would have been more impressed with Joe because we would have been like, oh my God, he did that to fucking Hook. Imagine what he could do to literally anybody else. And that's what you should be saying. I even said in the Discord, now, people could take me to task for this, and that's absolutely fine. I said I felt like Raw on their side made Jinder Mahal look more believable in his world title match against Seth Rollins than Hook. Now, I'll give AEW this. They were in a more unenviable position because I think it's easier for a heel to look believable when anything goes for them. I can use Damian Priest's Money in the Bank. I can use into share to take cheap shots, this and that. Whereas the babyface, it's got to come from the grit and the spirit, but there's a better way and a more believable way to show it. And that's my problem. So, yeah, good outing for Joe. Love him as world champion. This is not the first world title defense I would have liked for him to have had. And the only really good thing about all this, I did like the camera work at the end, where not only do they have Hangman come out and save Hook, who again is able to walk out in his own power, which I do not like. Even if it would have crawled up the ramp, that would have been a better visual to me. But they show Swerve in the crowd to really give this kind of almost claustrophobia for Joe in his title reign. I did think that was well done, but other than that, I was very pissed by this as well. So that rounds up Dynamite for the 17th. As far as Rampage goes for that week,
The
let me pull that up.
19th.
The 19th.
We had Jericho versus Seidel, Penta versus Anthony Henry, Statlander versus Aminata, which was good as hell, really good match, and then Jeff Hardy versus Darby Allin. So like mostly skippable. Watch Statlander versus Aminata. That was good shit. Everything else, don't give a fuck.
Bro, I will say to AEW's credit on that one thing you mentioned that was good, because you and I agree. I'm loving the Statlander Stokely storyline.
Yes.
And they even followed up backstage because Willow
Was this
got
the
in
show
late.
where he had someone in the crowd hold a sign up that said Statlander, you should let Stokely manage you or whatever?
Possibly.
That was
Possibly.
great.
I know that this was the show where after the match, they do a backstage segment where Willow comes into the arena because she implied that Stokely canceled her flight, which, what a fucking king.
Bro, I want Willow to turn on Statlander so fucking bad.
Bro, whoever turns on who, I'm just happy that my man Stokely gets to eat.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is how you should be using him, and this is one of the few things AEW is doing right, which is
I
why
will say,
very
I'm
tentative.
sorry to cut you off. Go ahead, finish.
No. You go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, I do think that Willow is a better babyface and Statlander is the better heel, but from a storyline perspective, Willow turning on Chris is just so much funnier to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, Stokely's just perfection. I love him. Stokely, listen, if you want people that aren't playing hard to get with you, you can manage me anytime. All right. I got some business ventures that you can maybe help me out
See, now
on.
you're too easy.
Well, hey, for that excellence, wouldn't you be? I rest my case.
Maybe.
Uh
I hadn't really thought about it.
Yeah, there you go. What a counterpoint by me. No, in all seriousness, let's move on to actually no, a collision from last week.
Collision
Was there anything more?
120. So we had
Yeah.
Moxley versus Shane Taylor, which I guess was like the preface for us getting Moxley Moriarty tonight, because I know Shane Taylor, like, I think attacked Moxley after the match or something. We got Adam Copeland. The Cope opened, and it was Dante Martin, and that was when I first noticed that Dante is just not moving the way that he used to. We got Queen Aminata yet again against Thunder Rosa in a solid match. Not as good as Aminata versus Statlander. Thunder Rosa is moving a little slow. She's looking a little lethargic nowadays. But this was still a decent match. Garcia versus Buddy Matthews, whatever. I didn't care. Roderick Strong versus Matt Sydal, didn't care. Eddie Kingston and Ortiz versus BCC, again, I didn't care. So whatever you want to talk about, go for it. But you know what I care about and what I don't.
There you go. Let's just move on to Dynamite from the 24th.
Sure.
I know you enjoyed this matchup. I'm just gonna skip Joe's opening promo because that was the usual stuff. And Hook was like, "Oh, we'll meet again." I really, this actually made me like Hook less. I really, wow. Way to go, AEW. You're doing great.
Oh yeah, you mean Hook coming up and being like, I don't know where and I don't know when, but we will meet again.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
dude, Joe's line though. Joe's line was incredible. Him talking about security. Get rid of the unworthy from my ring. I love that so fucking much.
I'm telling you, Joe's on the fast track to being my favorite AEW World Champion they've had, and I
Yeah.
loved Moxley's reign.
Yeah,
but like,
that's very fair.
it's fucking Joe. Like, all right. I know you were big on this match. Hangman Adam Page versus Penta.
Oh yeah, this match slapped.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It's weird though. I just really don't like Hangman's character and how it seems like racially tinged to be saying really weird stuff to black people. So like,
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on there? You all right, Hangman? You in that fucking white trash stash? But yeah, Hangman does win the match.
He's it's weird that he's channeling Silas Young of all people. What the fuck?
I know, dude. What are you doing? Yeah, although Hangman, because I'm a child, Hangman had a great line backstage when Renee was talking about how great he's doing, and then Swerve was like, "Oh yeah, he's doing great." but who was the last one to beat you, Hangman? And Hangman's like, it's new year, new me, dumbass. I don't know. I don't know. Wrestling's stupid. Um,
Hangman is starting to kind of exhibit some of those like toxic masculine traits that Jungle Boy was starting to exhibit before he turned heel. Makes me wonder if they're going to turn Hangman heel.
Possibly, which is such a shame because there was a time, bro, when AEW, I think, hadn't lost all of its face, that people were really gravitating to Hangman as a babyface because he really did just seem to represent millennials in that way, like the
Yeah,
anxiety and the depression, everything.
yeah.
It almost was like revolutionary stuff that they were doing.
The
And
depressed
then,
cowboy.
yeah, and then you do this, and that's, I mean, I'd say it's okay too, but it's not. I'm just tired of dying inside. So yeah, oh my god, this is the low light of the fucking show. Wardlow versus Trent Beretta went
Ooh.
way too fucking long. Jesus fucking Christ.
God, yeah, this match pissed me off. I literally said this match should go under 90 seconds. At the very least, it should go under 5 minutes. It went way over. I honestly, actually, you know what? I want to look up and see if I can find a timestamp for this match.
Yeah.
Dynamite Wardlow versus Trent. It was 8 minutes 3 seconds, so it wasn't even 10 minutes, but it still felt like it went way too goddamn long.
Bro, even the John Report, which you know I use now to pull up recaps so I can keep my shit together. Their first line, like about Wardlow versus Trent, they gave it 2 3/4 stars, which I think is being generous, but that's just me. The first sentence was, I think Wardlow should have won in 5 minutes or less. I don't get why they are having him sell for several minutes for Trent, who really has never pushed that much. Yeah,
It's starting to
yeah,
feel like they genuinely want to push Trent for some reason. And if they don't want to push Trent, I'm just left wondering what the fuck they're doing, because
yes,
this is the kind of shit that you do for someone that you intend to push. If they aren't intending on pushing Trent, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Which, I mean, at this point isn't surprising, because I think we kind of know at this point that Tony doesn't really know what he's doing, or at the very least, if he thinks he knows what he's doing, that he's really bad at what he's doing.
yes.
So yeah, it feels like if Tony even has a grasp on what he's doing, it feels like he's trying to push Trent on purpose by making him look good in all these matches, and like he had him win that 4-way a couple weeks ago to challenge. I think it even was to challenge Cassidy, wasn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, there's a lot going on, and they're clearly trying to make Trent look strong. The main question I have is just why at this point.
Yeah, get your shit together, Anthony. It's unbecoming. Um, let's see. We have Taya. She challenged Deanna Perrazzo, I believe.
Dude,
Uh,
this was great. Taya's fucking
yeah,
great. Johnny's fucking great. Taya, literally, like, I'm so much more excited for Taya Deanna than I am for Tony Deanna. And it's not even because I think Tony sucks by any means. Taya is just so much more exciting to me.
bro, I give Ty and Johnny all the credit in the world that it's 2024 and they're still like at the top of their game, like physically and just personality wise. Because I know Johnny's doing the stuff with Dalton Castle, and
And it's great.
honestly,
Have you seen the segment where Dalton tries to chase Johnny and Johnny fucking parkours his way out of it?
no, but that sounds incredible.
It is.
Bro, here's the thing. I haven't really been on my like hardcore Uber Johnny fandom in a minute, mainly because I'm just in a weird place with pro wrestling, as you
We
know.
might be in
But
a
like,
place where I'm a bigger fan of Johnny right now than you, just because of how I'm a little
yeah,
more in tune with what he's doing than you are.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's crazy times we're living in. But like, when I see these two together, and I did see them together for this, I'm like, man, they still got that magnetism about them. I wish AEW, even if they didn't want to go all the way, which they never will. I feel
Yeah.
like Johnny's past point in his career where like world titles and stuff, it's kind of dreaming. Like, Minoru Suzuki being IWGP heavyweight champion. Fuck you, New Japan. But like I would love for them to be a power couple if even Johnny Sealing was like the international championship. These guys are great together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why they're fucking married. I mean, they agree. So like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, this segment was
Yeah.
great though, because it was Lexi Nair, who you and I both really like,
Yes.
interviewing
Yes.
Johnny and asking him if he was going to accept Dalton Castle's challenge. And he said he's doing his shtick where he's like super cocky and arrogant in Hollywood, and he's just like, no. And
Yeah.
Dalton shows up in the opposite corner of the room, all bedraggled, holding a slice of cheese in his hand, and he slaps it up against the wall and he goes, "You!" And he tries to chase Johnny, and Johnny fucking parkours his ass the hell out of there. It's amazing. It's a great segment. It got posted in the Discord probably while you were recovering, so maybe see if you can go back and find it at some point. It's great.
Why do I feel like these three people, Taya, Johnny, and Dalton, really understand what pro wrestling is, especially when you
Yeah,
just don't give a fuck in the
yeah,
best way? Like,
yeah.
it's pro wrestling. It's supposed to be absurd to a degree. You could,
I've
yeah.
held the opinion for quite a while now that the absolute best pro wrestling content comes from people who really are just willing to be made fools of on television.
Yes. Yes.
And it seems like everyone involved here is great about it.
Yes. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
I really should go back and watch that because I'll take a bright spot in AEW anywhere I can get it. Swerve beat Old Man Hardy. Which one exactly? It was Jeff, by the way.
Yeah, would you like
And
to know how long this fucking match went? Because it's even more egregious than Wardlow taking so long to beat Beretta.
was it like 15 minutes? It felt like.
Almost 14. It was 13:58.
You know what? I'm still gonna give myself credit for being that close. Yeah. Fucking Jesus Christ. Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. Not really much to say there. Sting and Darby Allin already kind of touched on that. The Acclaimed already kind of touched on that. Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki. Dude, honestly, I had a lot of stream problems this week. Were you able to see this? Was it good? And
I
also,
mean,
I had that power outage as well.
yeah, that was really unfortunate. So here's the thing. The match wasn't amazing, but I just love Suzuki so much. I did see some people who are less familiar with Suzuki's great work in New Japan being like, "Oh man, this guy's kind of washed," and I'm just like, "Fuck you guys, you don't know shit." Um,
Yeah.
but no, you can tell that Suzuki has kind of slowed down in the last couple years. Like he's not quite on the same level that he was. He's still really good, but like, yeah, it wasn't magical like I've seen Suzuki matches be in the past. But it
Yes.
was still really good in my opinion. One of the best AEW matches that we've had in a little while, just because there was actual psychology and selling and intense moments that weren't just fucking high spots, like stuff that you don't really see in AEW very often that work really, really well in pro wrestling. And yeah, they did a great job of that. So yeah, Copeland and Suzuki worked really well here. Of course, Copeland was always going to win, which is why I didn't really allow myself to get excited about this because it just feels like AEW never gives Suzuki anything, and at this point, neither does New Japan. So
Pro wrestling doesn't give Suzuki
no,
anything, and I'm
yeah,
offended on his
it
behalf.
feels like Suzuki really only ever got anything from Noah when he was there.
Bro, that's why, like, a few years ago when Suzuki was fucking him, even
Yeah.
at his advanced age, I don't give a shit what anybody says. He would have been one of the more believable world champions on the scene. That dude, and he's
Yeah,
still
I
a
was gonna
menace.
say you
Yeah.
talk about his advanced age. He is 55 years old. Like he is up there.
And,
So
like, for him to just even still go at this level and to not be a complete shitter, wipe your feet on the mat and bow to your fucking elders and show
I
some
mean,
goddamn
put it
respect.
this
Like,
way: we saw Adam
yeah,
Copeland versus Dante Martin on Collision a week ago. Suzuki versus Copeland was better by miles, in my opinion.
yeah. God, I'm
And that's
telling
not
you,
even like a detriment. Like that's not me trying to like indict Dante Martin because I do like
yeah,
Dante Martin. I do think that he needs to either recover more properly or you know
right.
adjust his
No,
style
exactly.
or something because there's something off with him. But like that match wasn't a disaster by any means. It's just Suzuki just has it.
I just I just love Suzuki so fucking much, bro.
Yeah.
Like I've said before on commentaries, it's been a while because we're just so unplugged from New Japan that I've talked at length about Suzuki. But I've straight up said, like, fuck the Undertaker. This is the last real outlaw, the last real legend to me of fucking pro wrestling. And like the day he formally retires, I will shed a single tear, and then I'll be like, "You did good, Suzuki. You did good." What a fucking beast. But yeah, that was Dynamite there. I did not see Rampage this week. So was it worthwhile? I did see that Takeshita faced Daniels, and I'm guessing he just won that match.
Yeah,
I'm hoping.
in a pretty squashy match actually.
Jesus, thank God. Thank God. All right.
Yeah, he actually
Um,
won in 3 minutes.
nice.
Moxley actually took a little bit of time to beat Moriarty though.
That's good. Well, it should be because Moriarty is a fucking prospect.
You
So
know, I mean, you say that, but you never know with the way that AEW books things. They could have Wardlow struggled to beat Trent one week, and then you have Moxley taking out someone the caliber of Moriarty in 3 minutes the following week. You just never know. But it was 13 minutes this time around, and he actually won by ref decision.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was the rear naked choke.
All right. Anything else worthwhile from Rampage?
Not anything good.
Well, there you go. We can move on to NXT then.
Awesome.
Because
I love it.
yeah, Collision is tonight. So we begin with NXT from January 16th, again the week of my surgery.
Yeah.
Um,
You watched this, though. You were in chat and talking to people.
I was very engaged. I hope to be again when I fully recover. I'm still actually this is the best day I've had with my mouth so far, but I'm still waiting to be 100% me. Um, but we begin with Trick and Mello versus Enofe and Blade. I will say this because I know we promised ourselves we wouldn't talk much about Raw and SmackDown because preview predictions last night. Dude, I let me just say this though, please. When Hayes lost to fucking Theory
Last
and they
night on
did the
SmackDown, yeah.
last night and Trick came out, dude, that reaction, I've never heard an NXT guy making like an
I
appearance
know.
get a reaction like that. I'm like,
Yes.
holy dude, he is over.
What
Like I knew he
the
was over,
trick?
but he's over.
Yeah, the crowd was so into it, dude. It was awesome. I was so surprised that a main roster crowd would be that into an NXT guy.
Bro, it is incredible to me that WWE really couldn't keep its shit together, like, internally, and hopefully they can, like, clean up the mess and get back on track and not hurt anybody, I mean, ideally, because you have 3 prospective top guys to carry your company for the next god knows how long. Obafemi, Braun Breaker, and I gotta add Trick Williams to the fucking list with a pop like
Yes.
this. This was insane.
Yep.
This was the most pleasant surprise so far to me of this year. I really when he got that reaction, I'm like, "No way." So, yeah, just really had to say because there was really no realistic room to talk about it last night. I needed to talk about that moment from SmackDown because that made me smile like a fucking idiot. This was amazing. I will say I like Trick and Hayes. I mean, Hayes kind of a fake friend ass, but he's amazing in the ring. I just feel bad, man, that Inoue and Blade just keep getting shafted. Now, apparently they're going to be doing this angle where what is the woman's name? It's kind of like hyper positive and kind of a trainer. I'm kind of
Oh,
blanking on her name right now.
Brinley Reese.
Brinley Reese, who I tentatively like her. I remember Foster and I
Dude,
had an exchange in Discord. Yeah,
I'm so like mixed on her because she annoys the shit out of me, but then she does stuff that pops the shit out of me too.
dude, I'm kind of in a weird limbo with her as well because I even remember saying to Foster, she kind of reminded me of like a very PG, like RVD in a kind of way, and I'm like, I think I think I like her, and then Foster's like, large ellipses, same? And so we're both kind of confused about how to feel about it. I don't know if Foster has
Yeah.
definitively worked out his feelings since then. The jury's still out for me, but apparently she's gonna be doing an angle with a no fan blade where she's gonna help them find their mojo.
Which I
I
like, kind of.
I
Again, it's like I
I
have mixed feelings about her, and I have mixed feelings about her involvement in this tag team too.
yeah, because like I want to know Faye and Blade to be that like Cinderella story kind of tag team where you knew they had all the tools, but they kept getting shafted until they
But do we
finally
really
win the
need to do
fucking
a white
titles.
savior story for them to do it?
And that's my problem. That's because I've had the same thought as you. Remember, dude, when they teased her kind of helping them a few weeks prior, and she was talking about like abs, and they showed off their abs. I even said in the Discord, you don't need a white woman telling these guys how to train. Like it's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
it's
was a
weird for sure. It's weird for sure.
it was a good match. But I gotta tell you, for as much as I fucking hate Full Sail, them and Booker T especially are doing a great job telling the story that whenever Trick was in the ring, crowd was hot. Whenever Mello was in the ring, they were respectful, but like you can tell Trick is eclipsing him right now, and that's got to really bother. In fact, one more little fun fact since we're on Trick, and then I'll have to move on. Somebody said, did a tweet where like Trick, the definition of growth or something like that, and they showed the stages through his career. Do you know when fucking Apollo Crews had the Nigerian gimmick that Trick was one of the first soldiers that debuted before they just
That's
dropped him?
cool.
Yeah, in favor of yeah, that fucking crazy, isn't it? To go from that to Melo's hype man to a very brief reign with the North American title because Dom would just win it a week after. to now this. I am so fucking proud of Trick Williams. We're getting a crop of wrestlers, man, that are not afraid to go after it.
Dude, isn't
Trick,
it incredible
yeah,
that, like, honestly, we have another commentary that we could probably do if we wanted about just the state of indie wrestling and the state
yeah,
of, like, the sort of lack of young wrestling talents outside of the main companies right now. It's kind of incredible how barren it is.
yeah,
Because, like,
yeah,
5, 10 years ago, even just 5 years ago, I feel like there was still so much talent to be had on the indie scene. But it really does feel like ever since AEW has come around, it is just fucking empty. Like there's just no one around. And that is what makes it so much more important for a company like WWE to be making their own stars. Because
yeah.
you're not going to find an Obafemi on the indies anymore. That's just not going to happen. You have to create that.
God, I love that, dude. Really, honestly, dude, the best part about me being like more plugged in, especially relative to last year, my 5v5s after Rumble is gonna fucking slap. Cause like I'm telling you, man, I see Obafemi ranking high. Maybe even Trick Williams will break through. But you mentioning Obafemi, I can't help but smile every time his name comes up. I fucking love that dude. Um, but yeah, so Trick and Mello win there. We get hype from different women throughout the night about the battle royal, which unfortunately Cora Jade would not be in because she would suffer an injury in an NXT live event.
Yeah, the ACL
Um,
tear, man. ACL tear.
Fucking ACL, man. Um, then we get a recap of Obafemi and Dragon Lee. God, Obafemi is amazing. And yeah, this is where he cuts his promo with his fucking white turtleneck, pulling the Batista look. And I will say again, and I'll say it publicly because I said it in the Discord. I ain't afraid to say it here. I think Oba wore it better. This dude's fucking drip. This is what I'm talking about with men that I know are fucking good looking and have the fucking drip. Flex that shit. I'm always talking about like, oh, Andrade in a suit or Santos in a suit. Obafemi comes out looking like this, and I'm like, that's how a champion fucking looks. That's how a champion fucking carries themselves. I love it. Like even Joe in a suit doesn't look bad, but Obafemi's like, no, fuck the suit. Look, I have class. I drip wealth. I'm practically royalty without officially being royalty. And God, it shows. God, it fucking shows. I love this segment. I love Obafemi, man. I think he's one of the best finds WWE has had in years. And he's a big man, but like he's just so fucking believable and just oh god. I could sing his praises all day. But yes, Femi talking about how the prophecy was long foretold, and the crowd just keeps doing like, ooh, kind of things
No,
like
dude,
after
they're
he
literally
says,
barking in between his lines. They're not doing the ooh ah. They're going who.
yeah.
I
I
fucking love that. It's like
yeah.
it's one of those things where sometimes it's like, oh my god, this is so fucking hype, and sometimes I wish they would calm down and just let the man speak.
Foster, I could be wrong, but I thought Obafemi was 22. I thought that's what DBK said in the Discord. I thought Obafemi was only 22 years old, not 25.
No, he's
I mean, either
25.
way, he is 25. I mean, either way, it's amazing. But like, yeah, somebody I thought it said 22 in the Discord, so we were all kind of wrong there. If he's 25, that's still young as shit. And yeah, that's uh that's amazing because I mean, my God, look at how far he's already come at that age. You've got fucking Braun Breaker, who I love. I mean, even teaming with Caillou can't slow that man down. It's a good time for the E on that front as far as everything else, kind of going wrong. Um, okay, yeah, now everybody's pouring in and being like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, but he's still young as shit, and he's got the world by the fucking balls. Um, Dragon Lee came out, more or less laid down the challenge, and Obafemi was like, the days of the open challenge are over. And it's like, yes, because nobody deserves to be in the same ring as you. Fuck them. Oh, God. And then he kind of walks out. That's what you get for veiling face, asshole. Yeah. So after that, oh, God, we get Eddie Thorpe, Hank and Tank and Trey Bearhill, like all these people backstage. And they talk about Dijak and Lexus King being disrespectful. Yeah, Lexus King's disrespectful to my eyesight. Um and
Why,
Dijak's kind of talking shit.
yes.
Yes, Dijak's kind of talking shit. We get a match for later. This is where we also get Trick fucking getting offered his match for Vengeance Day by Ilya. So Trick's gonna have to work twice in one night because Carmelo Frake friend ass is like, I can't have you succeeding over me. Fuck you, Mello. Uh But after that, we get Lyra and Tatum versus Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice.
This
Lyra
was
and
a cool
Tatum just
match.
win.
I actually like this
Yeah,
match.
yeah, it
I'm
was pretty
becoming a
solid.
fan of Tatum Paxley, actually. I think that her whole gimmick here, where she's like trying to both be Lyra's best friend while trying to literally be Lyra at the same time, is great.
Yeah, it's an interesting take to me on like the Mickey James characters and stuff like
Yeah.
that because I don't it's weird because the way Tatum comes off to me, it's not even necessarily that she's obsessed with Lyra, it's more like something in her head says Lyra needs to be NXT Women's Champion for everything to be okay. So it's not like, "Oh my god, you're so great. Oh my god, I'm a huge fan of you." It's like, "No, I've been assigned to keep the universe together and the universe whole, which hinges on you being NXT Women's Champion." And it's like,
Oh, that's an
that's
interesting
like
way of looking at it. Okay.
that's psychotic, but I'm winning. Like, I'm even wondering, bro, because like, okay, not to crisscross wires because I know we're going at a good pace just on this week, but this past week, Lyra and the Battle Royal winner had the contract signing, and Tatum ended up getting involved at the end, and Lyra shoved her. I do wonder if there's going to come a point, though, where Lyra just embraces it because it'll be because of Tatum that she got out of a close call and she turns heel. I
Yeah.
personally would find that interesting. And then Lyra, and see, this is just my Lucha Underground brain going. The relationship, though, would quickly become kind of abusive because she would feed Tatum's delusion. She'd be like, Tatum, the world is only standing because I'm champion, and that's thanks to you. You're practically the guardian of the whole NXT universe. You want to keep it together, don't you? Oh, of course, Lyra. Then it's absolutely important that I remain champion tonight because if I'm not, Bedlam reigns supreme. You understand that, don't you, Tatum? Yes, yes, Lyra. I understand. It'd just be this whole psychotic, like cult like thing. I think it'd be a great take because, yeah, I don't see her as being obsessed with Lyra as a person. It's more like she sees her as something else. It's like keeping everything together. And yeah, I love it. I think it's a very unique wrinkle on it.
Yeah.
So with that said, okay, I'm just gonna say this very quickly because I know this isn't a recap show, but I feel I need to comment on this. I don't care with what they're doing with Rich Holland. I don't wish ill on the dude or whatever. I'm disconnected from it.
Yeah.
And I still feel like the whole angle they did with Ilya in the first place, knowing what happened to Big E, was an incredibly poor taste, and that's not Ridge's fault. I want to stress that's not Ridge's fault.
Oh, it's Shawn
But
Michaels' fault.
it's Shawn Michaels' fault. So fuck you, Shawn. But Ridge, I'm not connecting. The most I liked him was in the Brawling Brutes, and I still low key miss that faction. I think honestly, it's more low key. I miss Sheamus because he was really cooking, and now he's just been off TV. And I never thought I'd say that in the year of our Queen Utami 2024, but there we are. So yeah, let's see what else here. Yeah, more hype from the women. I will say, from all of like the women kind of talking about the Battle Royal, Ariana Grace is my favorite. I think she might be my favorite character that I haven't seen enough of in the NXT locker room. She's so self-absorbed, and yet she knows how burdensome it is to be her. And I even said in the Discord, finally, someone that understands what it's like to be me.
Oh my
So
god.
thank you, NXT, because representation matters. Um, so after that, we get another quarterfinal. Chase U, represented by Riley Osborne, the fucking dweeb, better known from such productions as I Got Destroyed by Oba Femi, versus LWO. LWO, man, look, I have my fun with Escobar and everything. LWO is really cooking right now. And I gotta give credit again to Joaquin Wild, who I know I've been mad on over the years, but dude either did something or I paid more attention because I've really been enjoying his in-ring work lately.
Yeah.
That dude is popping off.
Yep.
He's like, watch me fucking fly. And I'm like, okay. And he does it. And I'm like, wow, very enthused. I got really good shit. So LWO win this match because Chase U is just fucking bottoming out. I mean, this week their office got cleared out. Chase lost his podium and his dignity, and Duke Hudson lost his MVP trophy. I mean, wow, you guys, that gambling scandal, that really cleaned you the fuck out. So yeah, they got nothing going for them. I don't even know if JC Jane can save them at this point, but she's trying, I guess, in her own weird way. Um, let's see. I'm just checking in on chat. Let's see. Oh, okay. Javor saying he doesn't like the Tatum stuff. I don't see it. Um, DBK said, "Oh God, John, you just described me with my fave." Oh wow. Really great to see all you guys here. By the way, I hope we have the same energy for the Rumble tonight. Trey Bearhill versus Dijak. Nothing really much to say here. Dijak got an easy win, and then after the match, Joe Gacy went after Dijak. Why? Why? Um, and Lexis King went after Trey Bearhill.
I really, really, really hope that they do not pair Dijak up with this bitch ass motherfucker.
I mean, they paired Joe Gacy's boot with his face because Joe Gacy attacked him, so I'm guessing they won't be a
I
tag
would
team.
unironically rather Dijak get relegated to a Joe Gacy feud than have to team up with Lexis King and have their entire goal being let's beat up the native dudes.
Yeah, yeah. Oof. Oof. We get Briggs and JBL backstage. Who cares? I mean, JBL once thought Baron Corbin was something. His opinion means shit.
I
Um,
mean, Baron Corbin is probably, I don't know. I think I'd rather watch a Baron Corbin promo than have to listen to JBL talk for 30 seconds.
that's fair. And then we get the Battle Royal, which was really good, really entertaining. I'll be the first one to admit, Roxanne Perez, I got no problem with her, but I just I was kind of underwhelmed when she won. I know in the chat at the time, Kalani Jordan, a lot of us were like really fucking behind
That's
her.
who my mom wanted to win too, dude, because I watched this on my TV and my mom was rooting for Kalani as well.
Yeah. I'll be honest, even Kiana James, which I know people seem kind of ambivalent about her, I liked her heel work in this match,
Dude,
especially with Izzy Dame
when
trying to
did
help her.
Kiana James develop a rich girl gimmick?
I don't know. Does she have a rich girl gimmick? I didn't get
She
that vibe.
literally entered on a helicopter.
Oh. Oh yeah, I guess she did. Huh. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm so
But
confused by it.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I enjoyed her heel work for what it was.
Yeah, I
Surprised.
I think like out of the new sort of wave of trainees that WWE has put out there as far as like the NIL deal girls, like the NXT 2.0 women, I think Kiana James ranks up there pretty highly for me. I like her quite a bit. She's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's been good stuff for them,
I
these
definitely like
NIL.
her more than like Fallon Henley
Yeah.
and like JC Jane. You know, like there's a lot of girls that get pushed that I like Kiana more than.
That's fair, man. That's more than fair, actually.
Unfortunately,
Um,
though, Jakara Jackson, I would definitely take over Kiana, and she literally got eliminated first in this battle royal.
dude, you know what other elimination hurt my soul in this battle royal? Lash fucking Legend,
Dude,
who,
Lash,
yeah,
and also Lash. I want to let you talk more about Lash's elimination because that did hurt as well. But dude, the second elimination in this was Adriana Rizzo after she literally got like a little like mini video package earlier on in the night where they had the family hyping her up, and they even came up with a little catchphrase where they said the Riz always takes care of biz. I was into her, and she got eliminated after Jakara, second place. Like what the fuck?
I know. Yeah, the booking of this battle royal was definitely a bit sloppy in parts to me, but we got there.
I did
We
like
got
to see
there.
that Kalani Jordan did get sort of like a Naomi Kofi, John Morrison type save.
Yes, and she executed it very well.
Yeah.
I also have to give credit to who was it that caught her? I think it was Ada Parker or something, or Jada Parker, I think it is.
Yeah,
Caught
Jada.
her,
Yeah, I think you're right.
and kudos to her because I feel like those are usually the unsung people of like spots like that
Hmm.
working. She caught Kalani perfectly, so big ups to her. Could have been so easy to screw that up. So
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm gonna be a curmudgeon and an asshole to some people, I'm damn sure gonna go to bat for others. And yeah, I
Also,
definitely want to go to bat for her.
I will say, watching this match with as much sort of like attentiveness as I did caused me to realize how much I fucking hate Vic Joseph even still to this day on commentary.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's so bad.
Yeah. Dude, the idea that, like, they let Kevin Patrick go and the whole you wanna talk about commentaries we could do, I fucking the state of play-by-play commentary, just announcing in WWE,
Yeah.
just not knowing who they want behind that. You shoulda never let Tom Hannifan go. Like, he was the guy. You
Yeah.
had him for 10 fucking years. Like, the moment they did that, dude, I'm like, "It's over. Forget having any consistent play-by it's over." Like, it's just yeah. Fuck 'em. But that was NXT for that week. Looking at NXT this week, which we won't have to talk too much about because I did kind of cross threads on some segments. Caillou and fucking Braun beat Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Wait,
Who would have seen
we
that
need to call
coming?
them by their proper name, the Wolf Dogs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? We will because that was Braun's idea, and because Caillou hated it, that makes me love it even more. Fuck your bald ass,
Exactly. Yes. I fucking love that name, and I love how proud Braun was of it.
dude. He does senior year jocks so fucking right. I love it.
He's so good, dude. He's so entertaining. I really hope he's in the Rumble tonight, dude. I really do.
Dude, I hope he's in the Rumble tonight, and I hope he spears 5 people so I can orgasm 5 times on air.
Wow.
Oh, that was a little bit of pre there. That was a little bit of pre there.
Oh my god.
Am I wildly inappropriate? Yes. Will anybody testify? No. All
Oh,
right.
by the way, we've got more members of the Women's Rumble officially announced now. Apparently, last night after SmackDown went off the air and after you and I were done with our preview predictions, WWE announced on X that Alba Fire, Shotzi Blackheart, Zelina Vega, and Michin will be in the Rumble.
Nice. All right.
So we've got a whole 10 now officially announced out of 30.
Yeah.
I've also
Yeah.
heard rumors that WWE has been reaching out to other wrestling companies to let them use their women for the Rumble tonight. So we might see like a TNA woman or maybe, I don't know, someone else. I have no clue, honestly.
Could
And then
be very interesting.
there's a rumor that Jordan Grace might show up.
That would be very interesting. I did see her post a tweet about like hanging out with Bailey and Sasha, I think,
Yeah.
recently, and that was really cool. Well, yeah, because they were at that pay per view trying to be all disguised and shit. Um, Ren Sinclair versus Lash Legend. Lash Legend wins handily, and then when Metaphor were looking to send a bit more of a message, Fallon Henley came out and was like, "Hey, don't do that." So okay. Let's see. Again, Gacy attacked Dijak. I don't really understand this feud at all, but it's
Yeah,
whatever.
me neither.
I am so tired of Dijak being dicked around, dude. I mean, look at the fucking man. How has he not been North American champion? I
Dijak
don't.
should be in the Rumble tonight. Fuck.
Yeah, really. It'd be a much better thing that he would be doing there than on this fucking shit. Alexis King versus Trey Bearhill, nothing. So, Supernova Sessions with Lola Vice. What'd you think about this, man? I
Dude,
actually
I
quite
loved
like this.
this. I loved this. Yeah, this was great.
Yeah.
This was awesome. Also, I think the thing that made it great wasn't even the thing that was advertised. It was Elektra coming out and destroying Lola on the mic.
She did, dude. I love that the last thing this woman did on NXT was ruin another woman's career. Like,
So good.
she really came out and was like, "Listen, I got a call from Santos. I got a much better offer. I'm going to reunite with my family, but before I do, I'm going to end this whole woman's career." And she did. You know what, man? This might be the year that I really love Elektra Lopez. It might just
Yep.
fucking be because
Well,
she
dude,
was
I
great
popped
here.
hard when she showed up on SmackDown last night and helped LDF win.
Dude, you and me both, because you know what, Zelina, you've been doing great. Love that for you, all that stuff. You seem wonderful, but like, don't don't trifle with Escobar, because this is what fucking happens. I was immensely happy. Santos has been on a roll. U.S. champion fucking when. So yeah, Elektra Lopez, great to have you back on the team. You fucking queen. Lola Vice, don't really get her right now. I want to see more of her, although I will
Oh, dude,
say,
there's nothing to get. She's a fucking human thirst trap.
yeah, Electra really put her on blast, man. And we were all like, facts.
I genuinely
um,
think that Sean just put that breakout tournament win on her because she got the most engagement on Twitter, and she got the most engagement on Twitter because of horny men.
wow. I mean, when you really put it all that way, really aged very fucking poorly very quickly given everything going on. Fuck. Oh man, Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's just get her contract out of the way and let's just focus on Electra Lopez and LDF and all wonderful
It's
fucking
kind of
things.
hilarious actually because she might have had a chance at the women's tag titles with Elektra. She's got no shot at winning the women's title by herself. There's no fucking way.
Bro, when I saw her eliminate Electra in the Battle Royal, I'm like, wow, it's really been a while since I've seen somebody throw their whole career away. Like, you,
It's funny too
you
because she caught Elektra by surprise. That was the only way she ever could have. If Elektra was ready, she would have destroyed her.
Yeah, like, which made me feel bad for Elektra because does that look like a woman that opens her heart to a lot of people? No. So I'm happy that she went with people that actually give a shit about her, including, you know what, because you've brought deep breathing back on the sexy side, can you do it for us? Can you just indulge me? Oh,
Santos Escobar.
God, your lung capacity is so fucking hot. Get vaccinated, everybody. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
vaxxed and boosted. Hell yeah.
Oh my God. It fucking shows. Um, so
Also, I grew
so
up swimming a lot, so that also kind of goes a long way towards my lung capacity.
oh God, Phelps me, daddy, yes.
The hell?
So oh God, you know, one of these days you are going to fire me because I'm too weird even for you. It's going to happen. But I'm in
No.
the meantime,
No.
yes, that store was like, yeah, as if. But yeah, we get Dragon Lee versus Scripps.
You
Not a bad
know,
matchup, actually.
the match, whatever. More importantly, during the match, Obafemi standing on the platform above, watching his kingdom,
Yeah,
looking
that
over everything that belongs to him.
look, I'm not saying that I'm thirsty.
You
I'm
don't
just
need
saying
to.
that
We
it
just
hasn't been
know
quenched yet.
already.
Yeah, like I just fuck. Uh just like I'm fanning myself just thinking about it.
We can hear the fan. We can hear the fan.
And that's amazing because Crisp is active and it's like still fucking
Oh, I made
palpable.
that up. I was just role playing. What the hell?
Well, I mean, it's still true though because like I'm sweating in my own face. Obafemi, God, powerbomb me, daddy. Fuck, Jesus. NXT Takeover Vengeance. Look. All I'm saying is, am I secretly in my bedroom writing fan fiction where you, me, Obafemi, Foster, and Superior Paul are all on a picnic together? You can't prove it, okay? So that's all I have to say about that. Fuck, it's hot in here. Anyway, yeah, he says Vengeance Day, you're getting a rematch. I can't wait to see Veiled Face lose again. And then maybe you'll realize when you're an Uggo ass, you never really fucking achieve. Maybe step your fucking game up. God. What's next
See,
here?
this is where we got the Brinley Reese thing with Blade and Inoue, where she's like all like, cheerful and positive. But then, like, the thing that pops me every time is when she does the chop and then cartwheels off the scene.
Yeah, yeah, dude, she's unhinged and she knows
It's
it.
so funny to me. She's just really annoying, but then she randomly throws out a massively loud chop and cartwheels her way away. She's such a cartoon character, and it pops me every time.
Yeah, if they were still doing Saturday Morning Slam and it ever got big enough to have their own title, a character like this should have been their inaugural champion. Like, yeah, she's like when you have 2 bowls of Sugar Smack cereal and you just decide to just go unhinged on everybody else.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much.
we
Oh,
get
dude, then we
Blair.
got that backstage segment where Lyra told Tatum not to help.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
my god, this was so great because it set up our main event and what happened because she was like, I don't want your help. I've got to focus on Roxanne right now and Tatum's like, "So Roxanne is the problem."
I just need this relationship again. I ideally I want Lyra to turn heel, but realistically, I don't see that happening. So because
Dude,
of that
she's a great
fact,
heel. I could totally buy it for sure.
oh, we know she's a great heel. I just don't know if NXT has that scheme for her. But if they don't, and my cynicism is correct on that point, I just need one scene where like Tatum quotes Fatal Attraction and she says, "I will not be ignored, Lyra," and like it just. I need it. I need things in my life, and
Uh
honestly, do it.
Dude, it's
Um,
so good though. I love that this character is so unhinged. It's great.
it is. It
Cause
really,
literally, like,
really
yeah,
is.
when Lyra was like, I need to focus on Roxanne right now, and Tatum's like, so Roxanne is the reason that we can't be together, and Lyra was like, yes, I need to focus on Roxanne. That's why I can't focus on you right now. And Tatum has just got that look on her face, like, well, looks like it's time for me to fuck some shit up,
Yeah. I
and
guess
then she
I'll
does.
I guess I'll solve the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you do that.
And
We
then
understand each
NXT
other
is
though, right?
like, etch a sketch, shake it up, never mind that. Moving on, Blair Davenport versus Carmen Petrovic.
Dude, I have to say too for the battle royal, this was hilarious because Blair, because she got eliminated by Carmen, knees her in the face, and then she's just laying there for several minutes. I almost commend NXT for sticking to the band until Ariana's like, "Oh my god, easy pickings," and she eliminates her. Dude, I laughed so hard when that happened last week in the battle royal.
Yeah.
But like, can we just talk about Blair's character being, I'm gonna speed run every goddamn woman in this locker room fucking hating my ass? Cause like that just seems to be what it is. Like I will tell you, man, if Blair becomes women's champion this year, she needs, in my opinion, I'm actually most curious what Foster thinks because I know Foster's really dialed in on NXT. Although Javaris and Sean as well, because we've all been watching it together lately. She needs to be the most hunted NXT Women's Champion of all time. I have not seen her make one fucking friend in that locker room, and she has started shit with everybody. So, like, if they put the title on her, you need the story to be that even the most bottom feeding undercard person in that division is like starting shit with her because she has refuge nowhere with no one. And yeah, she wins this match. And the thing that would make this character, this kind of angle work is you could actually buy Blair staving off the threat. She is very good in the ring. She is very capable. They have not sacrificed her credibility. When we thought that she was going to lose to God, I forget her actual wrestling name, so I know that they call her Donald Rump.
Oh,
So
Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyon, yeah. Uh, yeah, like, when she beat her, I'm like, okay, we're safe. It doesn't really matter. Like, she's not gonna be the type of heel that it's like, oh, I get heat only for to get my comeuppance later. Like, no, we're gonna get interest on this. We're gonna put this off. And yeah, it's just interesting. Uh yes, Foster. Yes, see, that's what I'm talking about. They need to charge after her every episode. The most hunted NXT Women's Champion of all time. They need to do that angle. Uh and Javaris said the only friend she had was Cora Jade, and Cora blew out her knee. And Javaris, I guarantee you, and that's why you put friends in quotes because you know it too. That friendship wouldn't have lasted. The moment that championship would have gotten involved, it would have been like, welp. So that happened. Briggs versus Trick.
Oh, before
Trick
this, we
wins.
did find out next week we're getting Noam Dar putting the Heritage Cup Championship on the line against Von Wagner.
I'm actually excited for that. That should be good.
Yeah. They also
Uh,
advertised Lola versus Elektra. I know Lola's probably going to win, but I really want Elektra to beat the shit out of her.
I do too. I do too. Be a nice little parting gift before
Yeah.
she commits to LDF full time. Uh we got Trick versus Josh. Solid matchup, but Trick won. The big notable thing was Ilya was at ringside. He got into a bit of a skirmish, and then he wanted to get involved, but then Mello stopped him. And then Mello was like, "Oh, I'm protecting you. Like Ilya knows that you're a threat. He knows you're the hottest thing right now. He wants to take you out. You got to be able to see that." Another notable thing is after the match, though, when Trick just got the roll up kind of win, Briggs just hit a lariat. It looked like it was just on instinct, still in the heat of battle, because it looked like he regretted it, but he still walked off. Could be teasing a heel turn for Briggs, which is interesting. I know Jensen's on Level Up because I actually watched Level Up from last week. That was when you messaged me like, "Whoa, bro, you watched everything."
Yeah.
And yeah, he seems like he's kind of a babyface, but he seems like he's kind of middling. I do wonder when they'll reintroduce Jensen to the NXT landscape, but it seems like with Briggs, it's like they might just go monster heel with him, and it might work. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Just all in the booking. So after that, oh, we get the contract signing.
Bro,
Okay.
wait. We have to address Lexis King's complete and utter lack of Riz.
I mean, isn't that every week?
Tried to flirt with JC and Thea, and they were disgusted.
I'm proud of them.
Yeah,
There, I said it. I'm
same,
proud of them.
same.
Yeah, I'm proud of them.
Although Thea has a big crush on Riley Osborne, and honey, you could do better.
You really could. I don't know what's happening in that university, but
I
no wonder
honestly
y'all are getting
props to
shut down.
JC because when Hale started freaking the fuck out after Riley left, JC was just like, "Girl, you need to calm down and don't forget that you are a grown ass woman."
Yeah, absolutely.
All
All
right, let's
right.
get to the contract signing.
Not really much to say here. I mean, again, big
Oh
thing was
yeah, we
Tatum.
skipped over one important thing on this show, which is that Ava Rain, the Rock's daughter, is the new general manager of NXT now.
Oof.
And
That's
William Regal was like, with great power comes great responsibility. And she was like, I know, I can do it.
I love that you laughed because that's the only appropriate response to her answering like that adage with that much confidence. It's
Yeah.
like, no. Um,
God,
so
I just, I just. And then she showed up on SmackDown, which, like, is only good because it was for the reason that NXT is going to be part of the Rumble this year, and that makes me happy.
makes me happy too, but don't get your suck on Nick Aldis. He's my favorite GM right now by far.
Yeah.
Um, and where is Ashanti the Adonis? I know it's like
Yeah,
really
whatever
like
happened to that anyway?
yeah, you give him a whole segment with Nick personally, with Nick being like, "Oh, we have stuff for you," and then you drop like, don't do that to us. Don't do that to us.
I hope
Anyway,
that's not a precedent that Nick Aldis just lies to people's faces.
look, you know what? Never mind. Um, so this contract signing, it was solid. I like the promo work from both women. I love the desperation of Roxanne, just being like, well, not even necessarily desperation, but really just the conviction. Like, I deserve to be here. I never lost that title. You're going to know what it was like to be me, having to start at the beginning, building yourself up again. And I wonder, can you do it? But I love that Lyra was unshaken by that because, I mean, Roxanne, it was a very real possibility. She wasn't saying anything unrealistic. Lyra could lose. Lyra could have to start at the bottom. And yeah, Lyra though has such confidence in herself. She's like, no, it's not happening. I'm beating you, and then you're gonna have to wonder if everything you went through, was it worth it? I really enjoyed the promo from both women. This is the closest I felt to like a black and gold era NXT women's title kind of feel for a while. Now that could also be on me because for a long time up until recently I was very checked out. But I just think that this definitely had a big fight feel to it. They signed the contract. Lyra walks away. Tatum comes underneath the table. She spinebusters Roxanne. Lyra
Through
freaks
the
out like what
table.
through the table. Yeah, the table did give, thankfully. Um, Lyra freaks out like, Tatum, what are you doing?
Get the fuck out of here,
And
basically.
get the fuck out of here, yeah. And that was that. So that's our recap. Do you have anything you want to add about this before we move on to our next segment?
Let's get on to it.
Did you do any extracurriculars this week?
I actually have to think about that. I don't think I did though. No.
This week, or I guess last week even, just anything?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Well,
Oh, you
I
know what?
did.
I did. I watched the '02 and '03 Royal Rumble matches.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's
Listen.
right, because yeah. Yeah, you had a whole Discord thread on the O2 one, right?
Yeah, we all watched
Yeah.
that together, and then I decided to do the '03 one on my own later on.
Nice, nice.
Well, on
Well,
my own, as in
I
just me and my mom.
yes. Well, I did quite a bit of extracurriculars, so let's talk about it, everybody. I'll start from the most meaningless to the most meaningful. NXT Level Up. I like Quarter Catch Crew. I'd like them to be a bit more legit and really build them up because if you really did put steam behind these guys, could honestly be a contender for my faction of the year because I'm that much of a nerd for technical wrestling. So yeah, big ups to them. They won on NXT Level Up against Tank and Tank, who I still like and I still also wouldn't mind seeing get more of a push this year. Main event. You know what my big takeaway from main event was? I want Apollo Cruz to run with Lashley and the Profits. I think he'd be a great fucking fit there. I like Apollo Cruz in the ring. He actually lost his match, which was really, really fucking awkward because they were talking about the win streak that he had on main event, and then it just ends. It just fucking ends. So yeah, he lost to Julius Creed, and Julius Creed is a great dude. It was a solid match, but you're building up Apollo on commentary about this win streak he has, like it's gonna mean something, only for Julius to just end it. I didn't like that. Now for the big thing I did last week. I haven't yet done it this week, although I'm still going to. Why? Because I still don't have nearly enough self-respect. I watched TNA. Let's talk about
Oh,
TNA now that they're back officially. Now, here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
No, first of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, it's okay, even if you weren't really sorry, because that's the appropriate response to my pain. Because I did this to myself. Let's have an honest conversation about TNA. And by honest, I mean I'm not gonna go off the rails and rant and rave. I'm still dealing with mouth pain, and I want to save my voice for Rumble tonight. TNA does have a lot of upside. It does. I like their roster, especially their Knockouts division and their X division. They've got solid workers. No Javaris, I'm emphasizing last week. Okada was this week. I have not yet seen that. Because remember, this is 2 weeks because we're also catching up last week because of my oral surgery. Um, so Knockouts division, solid. X division, solid. Had a fun fatal four-way to start, with the X division. Good stuff. I need to talk about, though, just a big problem I have here. For one thing, PCO is still being platformed. I don't get it, but I'll even forgive them for this because it was against a jobber that did the typical, "Oh, man, I grew up in this venue. I came up in this city. Yeah, and man, am I glad I left. Oh, no, you're a villain." Of course he was. Are you fucking, like, the fuck? And PCO just squashed that dude. They really puffed their whole fucking chest out on 2 things, one of which made me cackle. Let me ask you something, Ashton. Did you watch TNA from last week? Have you watched TNA at all,
No,
actually?
no.
Dude, dude, I am about to give you a gift. Are you ready for this? I'm about
Yes.
to give you a gift of your potential funniest moment of the year. Because I'm an asshole, I'm going to add it. In fact, I just remembered to add it, so when we get off here, I am going to add it. First of all, Kazarian turned heel. That isn't what I was leading up to. It's just something I remembered. And at first, I was going to be like, wow, what a pointless heel turn. But it actually got heat. The crowd was actually chanting, fuck you, Kaz, as he left. He turned heel on Eric Young after they lost to Grizzled Young Vets, who I will give TNA credit. They're pushing them, which they should be because they're fucking an amazing tag team. Love Grizzled Young Vets. Bro, Nick Nemeth. Let's just finally talk about Nick Nemeth. He cuts this promo. It wasn't even necessarily like a bad promo or anything, but like how, I'm nervous because I'm doing it all over again for the first time and I'm doing it as me. And I'm like, I'm not even going to scorch the promo. What I will cackle about though, because it's Nicholas Nemeth. It's just Nemeth. Wow. The crowd started chanting because of his debut at Hard to Kill, where he super kicked Moose, who is the world champion, and he had a great segment with his faction where they're out to dinner and they're partying, and Moose looks great, and so I'll give another positive there. They started chanting at Nicholas, "You still got it." I cackled because you know the type of man Ziggler is that you could see on his face where his pride took a hit. And he very quickly, in that Ziggler way, where he tries to play it cool because he thinks he's so much cooler than he actually is, was like, "Oh, I never lost it." And it's like, dude, you were so insecure in that moment because they lumped you in with the likes of, but that's the kind of chant you do for a guy like Sting or Chris Jericho, and they lumped you in there and it killed you. And that to me is just fucking delicious.
That's rough. Holy shit.
That dude, I laughed at him so hard. I'm like, I will admit that Ziggler won the war because I'll never forget that Twitter exchange where I just for no reason wanted to just turn up on wrestlers, and he was the only one to respond to me by being like, "Thanks for the follow," because I forgot to unfollow him before I talk shit. So well played, Nicholas. Well played. But this was all the vindication I needed. This like Oh my god. And then who interrupts him for the heat? Steve fucking Macklin.
Oh.
Oh my god. So okay, that was all that. I just had to talk about Nicholas and how like wow, that you still got it. Like the fans meant to be complimentary. He was offended. You go back and watch it for yourself, bro. You could tell like he was like, what? I'm like, no, no, exactly. But then the main event, Josh Alexander versus Will Ospreay 2. And a further reminder that I'm old and I have no business, I guess, talking about wrestling in 2024 anymore because everybody's already calling this match of the year, and I don't get it. I don't get it. A lot of like big spots that amount to near falls, a lot of ROH booking style bullshit. Josh Alexander does win. I'll admit that this is the best I've seen Alexander because I used to be so bored of him and everything. But here's where I'm really fucking perplexed. And I actually mean this as a compliment. So much so that I actually put this as an early candidate for my promo of the year. why is the best talker in your fucking company the fucking guy that oversees it and Scott D'Amore? Because Scott D'Amore comes out after this match, right? And this dude speaks with so much fucking conviction about TNA and what pro wrestling means to him and how proud he was of these two fucking guys. It was a genuinely emotional promo. I even got choked up a little bit because he was talking about how I loved wrestling when I was watching it at my father's bedside when he was sick and dying. And I'm like, damn, like Scott is out here cutting a better promo than like 90% of the fucking roster that works for him. What the fuck is happening? What is this? What?
I mean, it's not like Scott D'Amore is like a fucking civilian or anything. This dude is a former manager. Like that's literally what he's done his entire career is cut promos.
And that's fair, dude, but here's the thing, he hasn't been a manager proper in a long ass time.
I get
And
you.
here he is
Yeah.
showing up most of his fucking talent. Like, I'm sorry. We know that he can do a Canadian destroyer because that broke the internet.
Dude,
We know that he can cut a promo.
uh,
How long before you're putting the world title on this fucking dude?
I mean,
Like,
he books the shows, so he'd be putting the title on himself.
I mean, he'd kind of be in the right compared to the shitters that he's fucking working with. Uh Yeah, this was a genuinely great promo. This is actually the best part of TNA, and that's really both fucking kind of beautiful in
That's
a way, but also mainly fucking sad.
yeah,
Uh,
that is really sad. Holy fuck.
yeah, like also Zaya Brookside debuted and she beat Tasha Steeles, and I don't really know how I feel about that, but good for Zaya, I guess. Um, and yeah, that was TNA. Wow. I mean, in a way, you can see where they're doing some interesting things, and it's like maybe it's worth it. I didn't see any Bully Ray on my TV, which was really fucking nice. But yeah, they still got a lot of problems to me. So that was all my extracurricular for this week, and I guess now we can move on to weekly Q&A. So anybody that
Oh.
has questions about this week, oh, I'm sorry. Did you
Oh
say
no,
something?
I was just reacting to the fact that we're moving on to Q&A. I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, let's go to
Yeah,
Q&A. Let's go
yeah.
everyone ask questions.
Yeah, so yeah, anybody about this question is for this week in the world of wrestling. You can or really the past 2
The
weeks
past
to
two
be fair
weeks,
because I
yeah.
was out. Yeah. So yeah, you can ask and we will answer as best we can. All right.
So whose appearance did you pop more for last night on SmackDown, John? Electra Lopez or Trick Williams?
I think Elektra Lopez just because of my own selfish unhinged reasons, but I'm really happy for Trick. Like really fucking happy for Trick.
Yeah.
Um Caster, do you think Dragon Lee has any move in his arsenal that you would find believable as a means of beating someone like Obafemi?
No.
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 Next question.
Oh, that was fucking legendary.
Um, oh yeah, I've been meaning to address this. Javar's asking, so do you guys want to react to Misael and Kawada matches? I can't believe we're still saying this in 2024. Guys, if we don't get back to you about reaction requests, it's because it's even a pinned message in the channel that you've got to pick a date and time and then we'll work with you from there. Because like our schedule, we've already got like enough going on that we're not like actively seeking out doing additional stuff. But if you come to us, and obviously it's paid content because it's Patreon supporters, we want the day and time to be what you start with, because obviously that's what you would most prefer, and then we negotiate from there. It's the same thing with Dom. I know Dom wanted us to do what was it like? Was it the O2 Rumble or something? He wanted us to do some
It was
Rumble.
the
Maybe I think it
01,
was
oh 01
2001.
Rumble.
It was the 01 Rumble. You guys gotta pick days and times. We've been saying that. Is it still a pin message in the Discord? I'm genuinely curious. Cause yeah, like
It's not pinned, but it is like the title of the Patreon requests channel. Like literally, if you look at the top of the channel, it says Patreon requests. Want us to react to something? Remember a date and time.
yeah, Javaris, I feel like I don't remember you picking a date, Javaris, because I was in the Patreon channel and you just posted matches, but I never remember you posting a date. So I apologize for missing that. But yeah, I guess it wouldn't matter because I had to get a surgery. But if you want to follow up with us at any time, message in the Patreon channel. I'm good to go now, clearly, because I'm also going to be doing Rumble tonight. So yeah, because I know you've had those matches for a while. I think those are the same matches you want us to react to. I'm down, brother. We just got to get a date and time. So maybe after this, just post something in Patreon and ask us, like, hey, can we do
If he
this?
if he picked a date, he didn't post it in the Discord. It wasn't in any of his messages on the Patreon requests channel.
Okay, yeah, then I didn't miss anything. I thought because I'm usually pretty vigilant. Um, no, Javaris, you're always considerate to me. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm just saying, like, this is how it works. I'm just, it's not me being mad. It's me really being emphatic because we've had to say it a few times now. Pick a date and time, and if it doesn't work, just keep being insistent about a date and time because we're never gonna think of it. Like, I'm just telling you
Yeah,
guys right
like
now,
that's
we
the
are
thing.
never
Is
going
like
to think of it.
if you want me to answer the question that you asked directly, do you guys want to react to Misawa and Kawada matches? Not really.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, like,
we're not if we wanted to watch those, we would seek them out. Um, but if you want us to react to them live on the channel, you are the one that has to be doing the work to make sure that we have that on our schedule because we aren't going to seek it out.
right, exactly. And like, and again, if you're, you're patrons, you're paying for it. So obviously on that front, like, absolutely, we'll give you the content that you pay for. That is your right as a patron. But yeah, you are in control of it. You got to pick the day and the time. Javaris, I do apologize. I don't even remember you talking about it in voice chat during game night. Maybe because I haven't been in the voice chats, and the last time I was, I barely remember. I've had a lot on my mind. That's not an excuse. So I do apologize. But yeah, let me scroll back up because Super Blue said that he asked 2 questions.
Is there
Wait,
anything
was
you
this
want to
one?
say about Vince, Johnny, and Brock? Fuck them.
Fuck him, yeah. I really and Triple H too, honestly, because he hasn't been on the chopping block yet, but you can't tell me that he didn't know anything. Fuck all of them. Fuck that whole goddamn power structure. There are
And
things more
really,
important in
it's not
life
just
than pro
those
wrestling.
three guys either. Like they're like John just said, the whole power structure. There are so many other dudes that were involved in that like need to be held accountable that won't be probably like even today Ronda Rousey tweeted like I can't believe I'm saying this, but Ronda Rousey actually earned a little token of respect from me today with a tweet that she put out because she said Bruce Pritchard is basically Vince's avatar. If he's still around, Vince still has a hand in the business. Vince was still running things through Bruce when he was quote unquote gone before.
Jesus Christ, the Sandy Hook truther and transphobe has a better take on this than so many fucking
I
people.
know,
If
dude, right?
like, get out of the fucking mud. Jesus goddamn tap dancing Christ. Oh my god. What was the okay, so I think Super Blue's other question. God, this all went to hell so quickly. I think it was like, who do you think will take Brock's spot in the Rumble? I don't even know if he was going to be in the Rumble.
Bro,
Was he?
are you kidding me with this? That's like asking me who I think is going to take Wes Lee's spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match as if he was guaranteed to be in it in the first place. What?
Yeah, that's fair enough. Moving on, let's see. Okay, so then that was okay. So now I think we've got it again. So Amari 316, do you think that pro wrestling should have a cultural revolution? Hell the fuck yes. I think the world needs a revolution. Like, have you heard our politics on here? Yes. Yeah. If it's like, do you think a revolution? Yes. Yes. Don't even finish the sentence. Yes. Fuck it. Uproot everything. Christ.
Damn, I can't even see
Um.
Amari's message. That pisses me off. I'm on live chat too. Let me go to top chat. Still don't see it there. Let me go back to live chat. Yeah, Amari's message is not showing up for me. That's so weird.
Caster, I don't even feel like you mean this is a real question. I think you're just joking with us, but I'll humor you anyway. Obafemi said that he is a prince from Nigeria. Do you think he and Apollo will ever feud? No. But if they
I
did,
mean,
Obafemi would
maybe.
win.
You never know. Be
If
kind
anything,
of
I'd like
cool if
them to
they
team
teamed
up.
up. Oh, we
Yeah.
had the same thought at the same time. Nice.
Yeah. Why should black excellence fight each other? That's not helping. That's not
Yes.
dismantle white supremacy. Fight white supremacy. Fuck fight
Together.
these milk those fucking people like Lexus King.
Oh, fuck him.
Exactly. Exactly my point.
They need to get
All right.
together and just beat the ever loving fuck out of Lexus King and Joe Gacy so that Dijak can finally do something interesting with his life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then team up with Eddie Thorpe and Trey Bearhill and just be like, blacks and natives teaming up, let's overthrow the fucking colonizers.
Yes, yes, and then they saved Sean for last, because we're gonna roast your Hickenbottom. Alright,
Oh shit, he did the thing.
oh god, I'm slowly turning up even more. We need to end this soon before I completely go unhinged.
There's still so many questions.
I know, I'm
Oh,
not
I'm
gonna
seeing
make it.
Amari's message now. I'm seeing it now.
Hooray. Super Blue, do you feel NXT Vengeance Day is worth reacting to? I don't know, Super Blue. You'll have to ask anyone else because we're just going to be recapping in weekend review probably.
I mean, Super Blue,
So
do you think NXT Vengeance Day is worth paying us to react to? Because that's on you, bro.
yeah, Super Blue. I'm not even gonna look at your other question because that literally goes back to the question you asked earlier, where Ashton was like, "Do I look like Nostradamus?" with fucking Wesley and Money in the Bank. So, any other actual questions? Because I'd really appreciate some
Jabbar
actual
said,
questions.
if or when Okada signs with WWE, should he immediately go after Roman Gunther or should he ruin Cody's story?
Javar, oh yeah, Javar's. You know what? I didn't see a question mark by that, so I thought it was just you like replying to somebody else. I apologize that I glossed over that, brother. Um, dude, I've been hearing rumors they're gonna start Okada in fucking NXT, which blew my fucking mind.
Dude,
And if that's
it's
true,
so funny that you say that because the new rumor that I've heard is that he's just going to AEW and that he's really good friends with Osprey and that they're both going to AEW together.
that's what Angel thought would happen. Like, way to throw your career away, Okada.
Dude, oh my god.
But honestly, is it weird for me to say that like for as cynical as I've been for watching wrestling for so many years, there was still a little bit of an ember of a romantic in me, and I feel like that ember's just gone out because of AEW
Yeah.
because people keep picking this company, and I'm like, wow, I guess money matters even more than I thought it did. And I'm like, damn, that's
Hey
really
man, it's a
depressing.
business first and foremost. Think about Nash, the money and the miles, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
And I can't even fault them for it because like the world's dying, so why not get your security while you can? Like, fuck, it's really depressing. So again, we
By the way,
would
I
you
will say, even though I won't answer Super Blue's question because I can't, because like you said, I'm not Nostradamus, which Nostradamus is a huge fraud, so I'm not a psychic.
yeah,
Braun Breaker and Omofemi, I really hope they're both in the Rumble. That would make me pop, and I want us to have good reactions to the Rumble. And that being said, I'm going to actually tangent off of that to say, from what I understand, the Women's Rumble is actually opening the show, and the Men's Rumble is closing it.
interesting.
So that is
Nice.
interesting. So the Roman Reigns match is not main eventing a pay per view in the match, and they want to show that Roman Reigns is actually wrestling. Like, holy shit.
God, I love that Nick Aldis is that much of a dick, in kayfabe anyway. Oh yeah, Roman, you're not main eventing the pay-per-view. Snarl. uh,
Oh my god.
Javaris still thinks Okada's WWE bound. I mean, guys,
I
here's the
hope you're
thing.
right. I hope he's right, man. I think that Okada and WWE could be absolute dimes, but in AEW, it's just going to be more of the same.
Yeah, here's the thing. I want Okada in WWE. Let me just be crystal clear about
Yeah.
that. But I also just want to say, Javaris, just in case you and I have to run this back, I had told you in a message
Ooh.
that I felt like Okada might go to WWE, and Javaris' immediate reaction to me, on God, was ha 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 in all caps, laughing at it. And he really just thought it's because Anthony's gonna fumble the bag. And he will fumble the bag after he's got Okada in the bag.
Oh
That's
no.
what I'll be like,
Super
ow,
Blue
ow.
asked a really good question. He said, "What faction should Cien Almas join when he comes to WWE, LW or LDF?" In my mind, personally, I think he should join the LWO to reunite with Zelina as his manager.
He probably will. Besides, we all know that Andrade couldn't handle being in the same room as Santos. That's too much competitive riz in one faction. Um,
Dude,
so he,
I forget who it might have even been Javaris, honestly, the other night talking about who's the most handsome Latino man in WWE once Andrade gets there. Is it Andrade or is it Santos?
and it is a worthwhile debate.
It's
But
so
I'm
tough hard, right? Like, what the fuck? How do you decide?
yes, yes, it is hard. It is.
Even my
Um,
mom is over here waffling. Like, she's like, "Ooh, I don't know."
I mean, I'm gonna go with Santos because you know what's even sexier than a good groomed face? Principles, which Santos has in fucking spades. Fuck you,
But doesn't
Carlito.
Andrade too?
I mean, we'll
He
have to see.
beat
We'll
the
have to see
fuck
when he
out of
gets to the
Sammy
company.
Guevara
Honestly,
for getting lippy with him.
that's true. Fuck, it's still competitive.
It's so hot, right?
Kidding myself again. Oh,
Like, it's like they're standing in front of you with their shirts on, and you're just like, Santos. Remind us again why you turn on Ray, and he's just like tells you his explanation. It's just like, oh yeah, Andrade slaps Sammy Guevara in the face again, and he doesn't. It's like, oh yeah, it's like they can't
yeah.
decide. So good.
Oh god, I need to watch Santos' heel turn. It's been a while since I've laughed at Oscar because he's not on TV. Um, so
I
Caster,
honestly, if I had to choose one of them, I'd go with Andrade because as close as it is appearance wise, Andrade I think is just that much better in the ring that it puts him over the top for me.
you know what? Fair. I'm gonna pick Santos though because he had my favorite Ray betrayal of all time. I mean, he crushed the man's balls and his
Even
leg
over
at the same
Batista,
time.
even over you were supposed to be my friend, basketballs
Oh,
don't hold
absolutely,
grudges, all that stuff.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Because here's the thing, I already told you, when that was my heel turn of the year 2023, I watched that multiple times and I laughed because I keep telling you people with practically a neon sign over my head, I'm a sociopath. This is happening. And it was just amazing to see somebody throw away a bond because they felt threatened by somebody else being an interloper. I'm like, wow, mood.
Navarus in
So
chat
Casper.
said, "Bro, imagine Tony Khan winning the bidding war for Okada and almost immediately fumbling Okada in the first 2 months." I fully expect that. I'll put it this way: if Okada isn't off TV for 3 consecutive weeks within the first 3 months of his first appearance after signing with them, I will be surprised.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
And we got a question from Caster Sales: is there a chance MJF's in WWE? No.
No shot. He wants to get his revenge on Cole, and he'll fail.
I mean, first
And
of
so,
all, he's fucking injured. He has a torn labrum. Even if he were able to sign with WWE anytime soon, he wouldn't be able to appear for them anytime soon because of the injury. And second of all, he's Tony Khan's little bitch.
uh, was just chugging some tea I had left over.
Honestly, the
Yes.
silence resonated, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. No, just facts. Facts on facts. Um, let's see. Any other actual questions? Because as far as the sexiness debate, Dr. Widener Jr. is a silver fox Javaris, but I don't know. To me, I'm always gonna call Santos Poppy. So, that's just where I am with it. All right.
The
It'll fail again, Super Blue.
AEW Super Blue said, now that AEW does the ranking monthly, will it work or fail again? Did it work or fail the first time? I honestly couldn't tell you.
I felt like it failed. Ranking systems in pro wrestling never fucking work. Like,
See,
I
now I
just
hear that, and it makes me want to start a wrestling company and try a ranking system just to prove you wrong.
wow. Is that really where your face is at right now?
A little, a little.
Wow. I'm just gonna ask you to do 5% introspection on that, and then the other 95 you can just go about your business.
But I will
Um,
say though, it's not because of you. You're not wrong. You're absolutely right that it has never worked before. But I feel like it hasn't worked before because it's never been done well before.
Ashton's like, my face is built different, and then I just have to be like, points were made.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Super
Um,
Blue, some of your questions really make me question what the fuck goes on in your head.
yeah,
Whenever Brit returns, should she join the UK? What the
no.
fuck?
UK being undisputed kingdom for people that might be confused.
Oh, dude, I really was like, how is Britt Baker just joining a country, and how does that relate to wrestling? I'm so confused.
I'm glad I came through in the clutch. See, this is where my value comes in, despite being unhinged. No, keep her out of the undisputed kingdom.
No, she's gonna be
I
there for sure. She's gonna be with Adam. She's gonna be the woman of the. She's gonna be like the the queen of the undisputed kingdom. She's gonna be the
oh my
undisputed queen.
god, I hate it. I hate it so much. Any other
PhD
questions?
or DMD. She's gonna be the undisputed queen, Britt Baker, DMD. And her name just keeps getting longer.
It does.
Also, I heard
It
the
really
burp,
does.
and I feel like that represented your feelings towards AEW.
Yeah, I don't apologize.
All right,
Um,
are we moving on? Are we done with questions?
you know what? I'm closing the gate. Fuck this. I kept asking if there are any more questions.
I
I'm
feel
I'm
like we're
done with
getting
this.
a little absurd.
Yeah, because the questions are getting worse, and I'm
Even
not talking. In
Caster,
the
who's
words,
pretty consistently good about his questions, asked a pretty absurd one most recently.
yeah, like in the words of Anthony, I'm not taking any more of this fucking shit.
Bro,
So
we need to rename our TwitWoW weekly Q and A's, like our weekly in wrestling or our wrestling in review Q and A's, to the Super Blue Weekly Clown Show.
yeah, Yeah. Fuck Elena. I can't wait for him to eat the pin tonight.
I know,
Yes.
it's gonna be great.
And he still won't have dislodged the stick from his ass.
Bro, do you know
Uh,
what would be funny as all hell in a way that like a lot of people would be pissed off about, and that would make it even funnier?
what's that?
If Roman did to LA, AJ, and Randy what he did to Edge and Bryan at Mania that one year,
Yes.
stacking
Yes.
them up and pin them all at the same time.
That would be so offensive to Alan Slacks. Um,
Fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. I would
all right.
laugh so hard.
High spots and low shots over the course of 2 weeks. So let me just think. I'm probably just gonna pick somebody from this week because it's fresher in my mind. Um, low shot. You know what? My low shot's gonna be Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
I love it.
They
They
lost.
lost. They deserved it.
They did. They really did. Who's your low shot?
Man. Um. Hey, Fabe.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm joking, but only barely. I'm only joking because I do want to pick a real low shot, but my god, did kayfabe take a fucking beating these 2 weeks between Kill Switch getting kicked out of and the fucking Muscle Buster getting kicked out by one by the scrawny little shit hook. Like, good.
I need you to be a manager for someone with girth. This way you can talk about one of their opponents as, and this scrawny little shit comes in, thinks they can win the championship. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me manage Powerhouse Hobbs, man. Come on.
Dude, with your charisma and his beef, yeah.
It's
Yes.
fuck. Oh, it's so good. Okay, you know what? I have a really good low shot actually, and it's saddening, but it is real. My low shot is Dante Martin because I don't think, won any matches this week, and he looks like he's lost at least one step, if not more.
Yeah. On the positive side, I'm gonna bring the mood way up with my honorary high spot, Trick fucking Williams. Way to go,
Hell
Trick.
yeah.
He is not only did he win the past 2 weeks, because remember, we are having the past 2 weeks, they beat No Fan Blade to advance. They're probably gonna go all the way to the finals because they wanna tell the story of Trick being, double booked on Vengeance Day. He had main roster appeal on a fucking run-in to help Carmelo.
Yup.
Amazing Trick. But again, that's honorary high spot. My actual high spot,
Oh.
and God, I have my pick of the litter this week. Yeah. I think I am just going to I'm gonna go with Kabuki Warriors. Emphasis on
Nice.
Kylie. I love seeing her happiness. Although, God, honorary low shot Bailey because Myth GIFs actually posted the celebration where Bailey didn't get any hugs or high fives, and seeing it again and her awkwardness about it hurt my fucking soul. But yeah, Kabuki Warriors once again women's tag team champions, as it fucking should be. So who's your high spot and or honorary high spot if you've got one that you'd like to give big ups to
I
past
think
2 weeks?
I am going to kind of cop out a little bit here and give my high spot to Adam Copeland because he has been wrestling quite a few matches. They've been pretty decent, and he's won all of them.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I guess that's a weekend review. I'm always happy
Hooray!
when
We got it
we.
in under 2 hours, too, and we've got over an hour to relax and get ready for the Rumble.
Hell yeah!
So, what were
All
you
right.
saying you were always happy about?
I'm just always happy when kind of the backlog episodes because and they've happened twice now because of my bullshit. When we just get through them and then we can just get back to the status quo. It's always a great feeling. So yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Please leave a like as you file out, subscribe, click the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss any of that TWitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the IWC. And we will see you 8 p.m. tonight in just a little over an hour for Royal Rumble live reactions. Again, per Ashton and what he's seen, Women's Rumble's opening, Men's Rumble's closing. We're reacting to the whole show. This isn't one of those big pay-per-view cards where we can, trim some of the fat. I mean, it's Rumble. It's a big four. We're in it from beginning to end. Let's see who's going to WrestleMania. I hope it's not too painful for all of us. I really hope to see all you guys there. Thank you to everybody that showed up in our chat for this. Please show up for Rumble live reactions because if it is a shit show, you guys always help get me through it with your energy so we can all rage together. But I'm just hoping Women's Rumble's good because I'm really, really rooting for Bailey. Let's go, Bailey. All right. Guys, be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in. Peace out.